Part 1. Pope Innocent III desperately wanted to be known as the Pope that recaptured Jerusalem from the infidels. But by 1212 he was already Pope for 14 years and really had dick to show for it, as all his attempts to establish a career-defining, kick-ass crusade ended in abject failure.
Bafangul, I needed to win a goddamn crusade. Third time is a charm.
No offense, your holiness, but you couldn't crusade your way out the door with the paper bag.
Innocent III was the Pope that called for the debacle known as the Fourth Crusade, which was a total shit show, and sanctioned the Albigensian Crusade, which dragged on way too long and resulted in nothing but bringing about the senseless slaughter of a whole bunch of French people.
Goddamn Albigensian! I'll kill your hereticals, you godless eaters!
But we are sort of Christian too, and the fellow Frenchman.
And lest we forget, the tragic Children's Crusade also happened under his watch, although he never called for it. But Pope Innocent III was not one to give up easily. So in April, in the year of our Lord 1213, he grabbed his trusty megaphone and put out the call for all good, pious Christians to go on yet another crusade.
Join us today, and I give you a genuine Papa Pre-Pass around to heaven.
The Pope then sent his envoys out and about to drum up support for another crusade. But nobody was really in the mood for another crusade. So the Pope raised the stakes and sweetened the deal and offered a free pass into heaven for those that couldn't go but ponied up the money to send another sucker, Crusader, in their stead.
I don't want to go on crusade. Now leave me the hell alone.
Come on, man. I got a quarter to fill. The Pope is gonna be pissed.
Let's show the holy man how we go crusading around here.
Pope Innocent III wanted a pious, no-nonsense crusade, so he decided it would be led by the papacy to keep everyone on the up and up, and set the date of departure as June 1217. But sadly, the Pope dropped dead in July 1216 after eating too much ossobuco a la Milanese, and never got to cross off recapturing Jerusalem from his holy bucket list.
Wait, he's not dead. He's just resting his eyeballs. Okay?
I don't know. He looked pretty dead to me, man. 1 week after Innocent died, Honorius III was chosen as the new Pope, and he dove right into this whole crusading thing and ordered church envoys to go out and spread the word all across Europe in order to get Christians all jazzed up about taking the cross and kicking infidel ass.
Go round up some suckers. The Crusaders, and let's get this on the road.
But people were not interested in a crusade because of more pressing matters at home. The French were busy killing French heretics in the Albigensian Crusade, and the Spanish were fighting Muslims in southern Spain, so they were out. Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II said he would go, but only after taking care of important Holy Roman business first.
I was thinking, maybe we should go crusading in the Holy Land. Go kiss some real infidels.
But here we are, so close. We can go on the weekend. And I really enjoy killing the Albigensians as well. With
just about everyone blowing him off, Pope Honorius began to strong-arm King Andrew II of Hungary to lead the crusade and fulfill his father's vow to take the cross and recapture Jerusalem, which he had promised to do 3 times already. After much cajoling, Andrew reluctantly agreed to lead the crusade to the Holy Land.
Jeez, alright already. I'll go on the damn crusade. Stop badgering me and praying that I'll get the hemorrhoids.
Okay, I stop a praying you'll get the hemorrhoids, but I'm watching your body, boy.
The preachers had more success recruiting Crusader participants up in the north and got some bigwigs like Leopold VI of Austria and Duke Otto of Germany to join up. They agreed to hook up with King Andrew's troops to create a combined Crusader force about 32,000 strong.
Come crusading with me. We will take Jerusalem back from the infidels, and I will provide you with the free beer and the pretzels too.
By August of 1217, King Andrew II and his Crusaders boarded ships provided by the Venetians and sailed over to Acre and did a little sightseeing, then met with John of Brienne, the King of Jerusalem in exile, the leaders of the military orders, and other Holy Land bigwigs to form up a battle plan to get Jerusalem back again.
I'm counting on you guys to get it done. So for Christ's sake, don't fuck it up.
Jesus, that's a lot of pressure to put on us.
King Andrew II was chosen to lead the troops, and his plan was overwhelm the infidels and to initiate a 2-pronged attack on Damascus and Egypt simultaneously. But there wasn't enough manpower to fight on 2 fronts when all the Venetians left after they got paid for transporting the troops. So King Andrew had to go back to the drawing board.
Wait, the Venetians left? I told you guys to watch them.
We did watch them. We watched them get on the boats and leave.
Really? So that's your caution. You have to be very specific with us. Right.
The rank and file Crusaders were getting antsy and itching for some action. So the leaders decided to focus on Damascus for now and wait to attack Egypt after more Crusaders arrived. The Crusaders achieved some small victories, but Damascus was well fortified and a real tough nut to crack. So they gave up and went back to Acre.
Damn, this has been a disappointment. Let's just go back to Acre and play Monopoly.
Oh, I want to be the race car. I call it, I get to be the race car.
Not fair. You always get to be the race car.
The Crusaders wanted a real victory, so they decided to attack Mount Tabor in Lower Galilee next. But King Andrew II bailed on them to go treasure hunting and collect relics like the mummified heads and arms purported to be those of various saints from dingy roadside souvenir stands.
Oh, what a bunch of junk. Oh, wait now. What's all this?
John of Brienne took charge in Andrew's absence and led the attack on Mount Tabor as planned. But the Crusaders got their butts whipped, so they pulled back, regrouped, then tried again, and got their butts whipped once more. The Crusaders must have been insane because they tried it 2 more times before finally tossing in the towel.
You're losing again? What's wrong with you? Fuck it, let's go home.
King Andrew II returned to Acre in early 1218 with all his weird relics and said got what he wanted and was done crusading. King Andrew then hopped on a boat and left for home with all his Hungarian troops in tow. The remaining Crusaders were seriously lacking in manpower now and could do nothing but hang around in Acre and wait for reinforcements to arrive from Europe to bolster their ranks.
Wait, you're leaving? But we haven't even started crusading yet.
Oh, sorry, man. I got to get back home and show off my full relics.
By April of 1218, a bunch of new Crusaders arrived in Acre, such as Oliver of Paderborn and Stan of Laurel, with a huge contingent of German troops, and William of Holland, who led a mixed army of Dutch, Flemish, and Frisian cheese knockers. A bunch of angry Italians showed up as well, and they were just looking for trouble.
I say, what the hell is that thing, Lord Stanley?
I call it the anti-infidel Pee-wee Bunker Buster.
Under the command of John of Brienne, the decision was made to gather the forces and attack Egypt at the port of Damietta, which they thought would be a much easier target than Alexandria, and utilize the city as a base of operations to begin their assault on the prized city of Cairo itself.
And that concludes my PowerPoint presentation. Let's get the Egyptians!
The Crusaders' ships began arriving at Damietta in May 1218, but the Ayyubid Sultan, Al-Adil, who was Saladin's nephew, was not worried in the least because he believed the Crusader force was too small and too stupid to mount a successful attack against the might of Egypt. Another reason for the Sultan's lack of concern was that Damietta was well fortified with 3 giant walls and a moat to protect it, plus a 70-foot chain tower that held one end of a massive iron chain that stretched across the harbor that prevented the Crusaders' ships to get close enough to attack.
Should we be concerned about all the Franks outside?
No, but you should be concerned about me kicking your ass. Checkmate.
Oh, man.
The Crusaders tried to attack the chain tower, but it was protected by about 300 Egyptian soldiers that had a serious height advantage over the Crusaders that allowed them to be easily repelled. It seemed like a pretty hopeless situation for the Crusaders until Frisian preacher Oliver of Paderborn came up with a rather brilliant idea to attack the tower.
Hey, you stupid Franks! Jerusalem is like 325 kilometers east of here! This is Egypt!
Oliver's plan, which was similar to what the Venetians did in successfully attacking Constantinople, was to lash 2 ships together and build a giant rotating boarding platform that was higher than the tower and was covered in wet animal hides to protect the Crusaders from the defenders' Greek fire and goat poop attacks. Well now, this is getting pretty crazy, right? Thousands of Christian Crusaders attacking Egypt to force the infidels to submit and give Jerusalem back to the Christians once again. Honestly, what could possibly go wrong? Hope you enjoyed part 1 of Holy Crap, the 5th Crusade. Be sure to check out part 2 to see how this wacky episode of history pans out. All I can tell you is, hang on to your pauldrons.